Hello and welcome to Lofty Pursuits and Public Displays of Confection in Tallahassee, Florida. This is Greg, and today we're going to make some black candy canes in blackberry flavor for Black Friday. Now that the sugar's at 310 degrees, I'm going to pour it on my candy cooling table, and it's going to cool rapidly, and when it gets to the right temperature, I'm going to add some food coloring. And in this case, of course, it's going to be black because they're black candy canes and they'll be blackberry flavored. Well, I gotta admit, this whole Black Friday thing is a bit of an excuse just to make black candy canes. You see, I have this good friend named Rogue. He has a goth band called the Cruxshadows, and he kind of wanted goth candy canes, and I said I'd make him some. And he doesn't need a whole batch. We make a lot in a batch. So I figured I'd send him some, and I'd put some more online for you guys to enjoy. And it'll be part of a Black Friday special this Thanksgiving weekend, 2018. And if you stay in the video for a bit, you'll find out how to get the special deal. The candy is cooled, we've added some citric acid to make the candy taste just right, and now we're going to be cutting it up into its component colors, sort of the palette of candy making. And of course this is going to be black and amber, but we really want black and white, and we'll fix that in a bit. Rogue and I have always commented how we each knew what we wanted to do with our lives. Rogue wanted to do music. When we first started hanging out, we were in college together. He had a band called the Stone Pale Gods, and one of my former employees, Chuck, was actually a member of that band. I always wanted to work with toys and make people happy. At that point, I was making juggling equipment on the side. He was performing and DJing here in Tallahassee, and we both were getting our college degrees at Florida State University. Candy canes are a little different from what we normally make. The candy we more normally make, we want the center to be cool and the outside to be hot to preserve the image in the center. But with candy canes, the stripes are all critical, so we have a warmer center and a cooler outside wrap to maintain the stripes. To do that, we're using this candy cooling table to cool the candy. We gotta move it from this liquid state to a semi-solid state so it behaves more like a clay, and a thick clay in this case, so that we can do the detail we want to do. And the candy's trying to fight us. You see, the candy wants to have an uneven temperature, and by folding it and causing the hot bits to drip out, we're going to even the temperature out to a single consistent temperature through the whole piece. Because if it doesn't, the candy's going to tear or the stripes aren't going to be even. I've been talking about black candy and white candy, but if you'll notice, I only have black and amber. And I need to make the amber white, and I do this by putting this on our candy pulling machine. Sometimes I do this by hand on a hook, but this batch is too big for that. So I'm putting it on this machine that helps save me and my back, and it's going to turn the amber into white by folding it over again and again and trapping millions of air bubbles in. See, the air bubbles reflect light. If you'd ever have taken a look at a wave breaking in the ocean, the top of the wave ends up being a white crest. And that white crest isn't because the water's white, it's because the air bubbles reflect the light. And we're taking the top of a wave and trapping it in time and candy. One of the candy cane traditions is to have a bunch of narrow stripes and then one wide stripe and duplicate it, and we're going to do that here. We're going to put 4 little skinny stripes in, and we're going to be putting 1 wide stripe in. Lofty Pursuits is located in Tallahassee, Florida, and if you're ever driving down I-10, we're right off the Thomasville Road exit of I-10. Just drive on over and visit us. Sometimes I think this time of year you can just follow the smell of peppermint. If you can't make it to our store, you can always check us out online at www.pd.net. The stripes, of course, won't be stripes if they don't stand apart. And for that, we're going to be putting strips of white in, which are also stripes in their own right, between the black stripes, thin ones between the thin, thick ones surrounding the thick stripe. Our Black Friday special for 2018 is to get one of these candy canes free with any order over $25. Just go to our website, www.pd.net, add one of these candy canes to your shopping cart, the black ones, and use coupon code BLACK, B-L-A-C-K, And the candy cane will be free with any order over $25. And of course, if you want to buy some for yourself, they're available online too. I actually want 8 stripes. That's 2 sets of 4. So I'm going to use some candy magic here, and I'm going to stretch the sheet of candy out, cut it in half, and do some candy multiplication to get the 8 stripes I want. You see, I don't want to make just one giant piece of candy. I want to make lots of little candy canes, so I'm going to pinch the candy down and taper it. And then when I pinch it down, I'm going to have a little bit I have to cut off. But don't worry, this candy's not going to be wasted in this case. We're going to go around to the other end of this log of sugar, and we're going to poke a hole in the bottom of it. And in that hole, we're going to stuff this piece of candy. And it's going to be sealed up inside the white, so you never notice it from the outside. But this is true even with commercial candy canes. If you ever broken one in half and you found a tiny spot of color in the center, that's what we're doing here, hiding our leftovers and making sure that there's no waste of the delicious candy that we're making. The roll gets taken over to our batch roller. And this batch roller was made sometime between 1895 and 1910, we figure. It's a heated roller, and it's going to keep our candy warm so we have enough time to form the individual candy canes. And to this end, we're going to pull the taper out, and the machine helps us with this with its tapered rollers. We're going to pull them out and measure them to length. And when the length is right, we're going to cut off a piece of candy, put a twist on it, and put the hook on it. And then we'll have a candy cane. Once I scale and stretch the candy from the heated rollers, I only have a few moments to put the twist on it before it becomes too cold to twist. And then the hook goes on, and if the temperature's right, when I set it down to cool, the candy cane will not go flat. If you like the music here, please look up the Cruxshadows on iTunes or any other streaming service or download service, and follow them here on YouTube and their Facebook page. If you liked our candy, we'd love for you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as YouTube. Please click the alerts button. We don't put out a huge number of videos, but we want you to know when we do. And of course, you can get our candy in person and try it yourself either at our store or online at www.pd.net. Thank you for watching. We do appreciate it, and stay around to the end of the video. We're linking to all of our Christmas videos, and we have a bunch of special ones that we've made over the years.